Welcome to what is undeniably one of the most unexpected, breathtaking, and culturally fascinating moments we have witnessed in the world of sports fashion and international athletics this entire year. We are diving deep into a story that has completely taken over social media feeds, a story that transcends the boundaries of the tennis court, a story that beautifully merges the rich, vibrant heritage of the Philippines with the deeply rooted, historical traditions of the Austrian Alps. If you've opened any social media app, browsed any sports news platform, or checked any trending hashtags in the last 24 hours, you've likely seen the stunning images, the captivating videos, and the absolute avalanche of comments, shares, and passionate reactions surrounding a single, unforgettable evening in Linz, Austria. We are, of course, talking about the absolute sensation that is Filipino tennis prodigy Alexandra Eala, affectionately known to millions of her devoted fans worldwide simply as Alex. We are not talking about her fearsome forehand today. We are not breaking down her baseline strategy, her phenomenal footwork on the clay courts, or her relentless competitive drive. No. Today, we are talking about a moment of pure, unadulterated cultural crossover that happened entirely off the court, under the glittering lights and festive atmosphere of the highly anticipated players' Alpine night. Alex Eala, the undisputed pride of the Philippines, stepped into the spotlight wearing traditional Austrian Dirndl, and let me tell you, the internet absolutely erupted. This was not just a simple wardrobe choice. This was a profound statement. This was a moment of global synthesis. This was a young, fiercely talented Southeast Asian athlete embracing the local customs of Central Europe with such grace, such elegance, and such an undeniable sense of joy that it instantly captivated the world. To truly understand the magnitude of this viral moment, we have to look closely at the context of the modern athlete. In today's hyperconnected, relentlessly fast-paced digital era, athletes are no longer just competitors confined to parameters of their chosen game. They are global ambassadors, cultural icons, and trendsetters. Every single time they step out of their hotel rooms, every time they attend a press conference, and certainly every time they grace the red carpet of the tournament's official welcome party, they are under a microscopic level of scrutiny. Fans are looking for authenticity, for personality, for a glimpse of the human being beneath the visor and the sweatbands. The players' Alpine night at the Linz Open is a time-honored tradition, a designated moment for the rigorous, punishing demands of professional tennis tour to momentarily pause. It is a carefully curated evening, designed to celebrate the host country, to allow the players to unwind, socialize, and immerse themselves in the local atmosphere before the grueling battles on the tennis courts officially begin. Usually, at these types of events, we might see players somewhat awkwardly donning local hats, holding traditional props for a quick, obligatory photo opportunity, or perhaps wearing a slight nod to local culture before swiftly retreating to their comfort zones and their standard athleisure wear. But Alex Eala did not just politely participate. She completely owned the moment. She fully, wholeheartedly immersed herself in the Austrian culture, stepping out in a meticulously crafted Dirndl, the quintessential, historically rich national attire of Austria and the wider Bavarian region. The visual impact was nothing short of stunning. The contrast and the harmony between her proud Filipino heritage, her warm Southeast Asian features, and the intricate, historic European craftsmanship of the garment created a visual masterpiece that photographers simply could not get enough of. She looked completely at home, radiating a confidence and charm that instantly won over the room and, subsequently, the internet. And the fans? The fans went absolutely wild. The phrase breaking the internet is thrown around far too casually these days, often applied to mundane occurrences. But when you look at the sheer volume of global engagement, the skyrocketing trending hashtags, the incredible fan art that is already being generated by inspired artists across different time zones, and the overwhelming flood of positive reinforcement pouring in from Manila to Vienna and everywhere in between, it is genuinely the only phrase that accurately describes what transpired. We are talking about hundreds of thousands of likes, tens of thousands of reposts, and a comment section filled with overwhelming pride, cultural appreciation, and sheer awe. For Filipino fans, seeing their homegrown hero not only competing on the prestigious European clay courts, but also confidently participating in European high society events while looking absolutely flawless, was a moment of profound national pride. For Austrian fans and European tennis enthusiasts, It was a display of immense respect for their traditions, an acknowledgement of their culture by an international star that fostered an immediate, deep-seated goodwill. The dirndl itself was a marvel to behold, perfectly tailored to highlight both the tradition of the garment and the youthful energy of the athlete wearing it. The intricate embroidery, the specific cut of the bodice, the vibrant yet elegant choice of colors for the apron and the skirt. Every element worked in perfect harmony. It was a stark, fascinating juxtaposition to the moisture-wicking fabrics, the tennis shoes, and the intensely focused demeanor we are so accustomed to seeing her in. Here was a world-class athlete, a warrior on the court, transforming seamlessly into a vision of Alpine elegance. This duality is exactly what makes modern sports figures so compelling. They are multidimensional, capable of immense physical aggression and strategic brilliance during a match, and equally capable of sophisticated, culturally aware grace in a social setting. This singular moment has propelled Alex Eala from the status of a rising tennis prodigy to that of a genuine, globally recognized cultural figure. It speaks volumes about her media training, her personal confidence, and her innate understanding of what it means to be an international sports personality in the 21st century. It bridges a gap between two vastly different parts of the world, reminding us of the incredible unifying power of international sports. When an athlete travels to a foreign country, they bring a piece of their homeland with them, but when they openly and joyfully embrace the traditions of their hosts, a beautiful, invisible bridge of mutual respect is built. This is exactly what Alex Eala achieved at the Alpine. As we prepare to dive deeper into this phenomenon, we must recognize that this viral sensation is not occurring in a vacuum. It is the culmination of years of hard work, an expanding global brand, and the ever-growing intersection between the worlds of high-level sports and high fashion. Today, we are going to unpack every single layer of this story. We will explore the deep, fascinating history of the dirndl and what it truly represents in Austrian culture. We will analyze Alex Eala's incredible journey from a young dreamer in the Philippines to a globally recognized tennis star. We will discuss the strategic importance of these off-court events for an athlete's personal brand and sponsorship appeal, and we will examine the broader implications of this viral moment for her career moving forward. This is not just a story about a dress. It is a story about identity, globalization, respect, and the modern making of a superstar. So, settle in, because we are about to take a comprehensive, deep dive into the night Alexandra Eala conquered the Austrian Alps without ever swinging a racket. To truly appreciate the weight and the impact Alexandra Eala's appearance at the players' Alpine night, we must first embark on a historical and cultural exploration of the garment she chose to wear, the dirndl. For those who might not be intimately familiar with Central European sartorial history, the dirndl is not merely a dress, nor is it a simple costume brought out for festive occasions. It is a profound cultural artifact, steeped in centuries of history, regional pride, and complex social signaling. The dirndl originated in the 19th century, initially serving as a highly practical, robust garment worn by Austrian women working in rural environments, particularly in the unforgiving, demanding terrain of the Alps. The word itself is derived from a southern German and Austrian dialect word meaning young woman or girl, pointing directly to its humble, everyday origins. These early iterations were made of heavy, durable fabrics like wool and thick cotton, designed to withstand the rigors of farm work, cooking, and the harsh mountain climate. They were purely functional, prioritizing comfort and utility over aesthetic appeal. Yet, as the decades turned into centuries, this working-class uniform underwent a fascinating metamorphosis. During the late 19th century, a wave of romanticism swept through the upper echelons of Austrian and German society. The aristocracy and the wealthy bourgeoisie, living in rapidly industrializing cities, began to romanticize the simplicity and the perceived purity of rural, alpine life. They began spending their summers in the mountains, adopting the local customs and, crucially, the local dress. The dirndl was elevated from a peasant's work uniform to a high-fashion statement of pastoral romanticism. Silk, satin, and fine, delicately embroidered cottons replaced the rough wool. Intricate lace silver hooks and ornate aprons became standard features. Suddenly, the dirndl was no longer just for the working class. It was the epitome of summer elegance for the societal elite. Today, wearing a dirndl in Austria is a celebration of national identity and regional pride. It is composed of very specific elements: a fitted bodice, a blouse, a full skirt, and an apron. But the most fascinating aspect of the dirndl is its subtle language, specifically the placement of the knot on the apron. This is a sartorial code that has survived for generations. If the knot is tied on the right side, it traditionally signals that the wearer is married, engaged, or in a committed relationship. If tied on the left, it indicates that the wearer is single. A knot tied in the back historically indicated that the wearer was a widow or occasionally a waitress working at an event. By choosing to wear this garment, Alex Eala was not merely putting on a piece of clothing. She was stepping into a rich, complex historical narrative. She was participating in a tradition that means a great deal to her Austrian hosts, demonstrating a level of cultural intelligence and respect that resonated deeply with the local audience and the international tennis community alike. Now, let us pivot from the history of the garment to the incredible journey of the athlete wearing it. Alexandra Eala is not just a tennis player. She is a living, breathing manifestation of a nation's athletic dreams. Born in the Philippines, a country with a fervent, almost religious devotion to sports like basketball and boxing, Eala has carved out a unique, unprecedented space, essentially forcing an entire archipelago to fall in love with the sport of tennis. Her journey from the local courts of Metro Manila to prestigious, fiercely competitive grounds of the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, is a testament to her unrelenting work ethic, her incredibly supportive familial system, and her sheer, undeniable raw talent. When she secured her junior Grand Slam titles, becoming the first Filipino to win a junior Grand Slam singles title at the U.S. Open, she did not just win trophies. She shattered glass ceilings. She proved that a player from Southeast Asia, a region not historically known for producing tennis world champions, could compete with and defeat the absolute best the world had to offer. The pressure that rests on her young shoulders is immense. When she plays, she does not just play for herself or her coaching team. She plays for over 100 million Filipinos who hang on to every serve, every volley, and every match point. This level of national expectation can be crushing for many young athletes, leading to burnout or performance anxiety. Yet, Eala has managed this immense pressure with a stoicism and a maturity that belies her age. She carries the flag with immense pride, but she does not let the weight of it slow her down. This brings us to the intersection of her athletic journey, and this viral moment in Linz. The transition from the junior tour to the senior professional circuit is notoriously one of the most difficult leaps in all of sports. The physical demands increase exponentially, the mental fortitude required is staggering, and the lifestyle becomes a relentless grind to travel, hotel rooms, practice courts, and high-stakes matches. The Upper Austria Ladies Linz, a highly respected and long-standing fixture on the WTA calendar, represents exactly this grueling competitive environment. Nestled in the heart of Europe, this tournament is crucial for players looking to establish their ranking, secure vital points, and build momentum, especially as the tour transitions into physically demanding European clay court season. However, the organizers of the Linz Open understand that athletes are human beings. They recognize the psychological toll of the tour, which is precisely why events like the Players' Alpine Night are so vital. These off-court gatherings are not just frivolous parties. They serve a deeply strategic purpose. They offer players a necessary psychological release, a brief window to step out of competition mode, interact with their peers in a relaxed setting, and experience the culture of the city they are visiting. For the tournament, it is a brilliant marketing strategy, generating media buzz, local goodwill, and exactly the kind of viral social media moments that Alex Eala provided. When Alex stepped into that Alpine night, wearing her dirndl, she successfully merged all these complex worlds. She took the immense, intense focus required for a burgeoning professional career and balanced it with a moment of pure, joyful cultural immersion. Let us analyze the intersection of sports and fashion, because this is where the true power of this viral moment lies. In the modern era, the most successful athletes, think of Serena Williams, Maria Sharapova, or more recently, Emma Raducanu, have understood that their brand extends far beyond the baseline. Fashion is the most powerful visual language available to an athlete off the court. It communicates personality, values, and marketability. When a tennis player is on the court, they are largely confined by the rules of athletic wear, sponsor obligations, and the necessity of performance fabrics. Their individuality is often limited to a color palette or a specific silhouette. But off the court, at an event like the Alpine night, the canvas is blank. By choosing to wear the traditional Austrian attire rather than a standard designer gown or casual evening wear, Alex Eala made a brilliant, instinctive choice. She signaled approachability, respect, and a willingness to embrace new experiences. From a branding perspective, this is pure gold. Sponsors and global brands are constantly searching for athletes who are not only successful in their sport, but who also possess a magnetic personality, cross-cultural appeal, and the ability to generate positive, organic engagement. The social media explosion that followed her appearance is a case study in modern virality. Let us break down the anatomy of this viral event. First, there's a visual element. A beautiful, high-quality image featuring a surprising and delightful juxtaposition. A famous Filipina athlete in traditional Austrian dress. Second, there is the element of national pride. The Filipino diaspora is massive, highly active on social media, and fiercely supportive of their representatives on the global stage. As soon as the images hit the internet, Filipino fans mobilized, sharing the photos, tagging news outlets, and flooding the comments with flags and messages of support. Third, there is the element of local appreciation. Austrian media and European tennis fans quickly picked up on the story, charmed by her respect for their culture. This created a feedback loop of positive engagement, pushing the algorithms of Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to prioritize the content, resulting in a global digital footprint. This is the power of the soft power diplomacy that athletes wield. Without making a political statement, without delivering a speech, simply through the act of dressing respectfully and joyfully in a host country's traditional garment, Alex Eala fostered more cross-cultural goodwill in a single evening than many diplomatic initiatives could hope to achieve. She became a bridge between Manila and Linz, between the tropical climate of the Philippines and the snowy peaks of the Alps. This is the magic of sports, and this is why we care so deeply about the people who play them. Furthermore, we must consider the psychological impact this wave of positive reinforcement might have on her actual tennis performance. Confidence is the unseen currency of professional sports. When an athlete feels loved, supported, and confident in their own skin, that energy inevitably bleeds onto the court. The relentless grind of the tour can be isolating, but a moment like this, where an athlete feels the embrace of the global community, can serve as a massive psychological boost. As she prepares for the grueling clay court season, a surface that demands extreme patience, physical endurance, and tactical brilliance, this reservoir of positive energy and confidence could be a critical asset. Let's also talk about the broader implications for Southeast Asian representation in global sports. For decades, the narrative surrounding tennis has been heavily Eurocentric and American-centric. While there have been notable exceptions, the upper echelons of the sport have not frequently featured players from the Philippines. Alex Eala is actively rewriting that script. By commanding attention on the global stage, whether by hitting a staggering down-the-line winner or by stunning the crowd at a cultural event, she is proving that talent and star power are not confined by geography. She is providing a visual representation for millions of young girls across Southeast Asia, who can now look at their screens and say, "She looks like me, and she belongs there." The importance of this representation cannot be overstated. It inspires the next generation, fuels the growth of the sport in new markets, and enriches the global tapestry of the tennis community. In analyzing this event, we are looking at the perfect storm of talent, timing, and cultural intelligence. The Dirndl, a garment born in the rugged mountains of Europe to serve working women, worn by a young woman from the tropical islands of the Philippines who is working tirelessly to conquer the world of professional tennis. It is a poetic, beautiful image that perfectly encapsulates the interconnected, globalized nature of modern athletics. It reminds us that while the rules of tennis are universal, the people who play it bring a rich, diverse array of backgrounds, stories, and cultures to court. As we bring this extensive analysis to a close, it is crucial to step back and look at the broader picture of what transpired during that captivating Alpine night in Linz. We have journeyed through the rich, textured history of the Austrian Dirndl, understanding its evolution from a practical peasant garment to a celebrated symbol of national identity and cultural pride. We have traced the extraordinary path of Alexandra Eala, from a young girl with a dream in the Philippines to a globally recognized tennis phenomenon bearing the weight and the hopes of a nation. We have examined a profound intersection of sports, fashion, and personal branding, recognizing how a single, well-chosen outfit can transcend mere aesthetics to become a powerful statement of cross-cultural unity and ambassadorial grace. The virality of Alex Eala's appearance in traditional Austrian attire was not a random anomaly. It was the inevitable result of authenticity meeting opportunity. In an era where public figures are often highly manufactured and their interactions heavily sanitized by public relations teams, this moment felt refreshingly genuine. The joy on her face, the elegance with which she carried the historical garment, and the seamless way she bridged her own vibrant Southeast Asian heritage with Central European tradition resonated deeply with people across the globe. It was a stark reminder that sports are fundamentally about connection. Yes, we tune in for the fierce competition, the spectacular athleticism and the drama of the scoreboard, but we stay invested because of the humanity of the athletes. We want to see them triumph. We want to understand who they are, and we want to see them navigate the world with the same grace and determination they exhibit on the court. For Alex Eala, this moment serves as a significant milestone in her burgeoning career, not as an athlete, but as a global icon. It demonstrated a sophisticated understanding of her platform and a willingness to embrace the diverse cultures she encounters on professional tour. This level of cultural intelligence is an invaluable asset, endearing her to international crowds and making her an incredibly attractive figure for global partnerships. More importantly, it solidifies her status as an inspirational figure. To her millions of fans in the Philippines and across the globe, she has shown that you can compete at the highest levels of a demanding international sport while remaining open-hearted, joyful, and respectful of the world around you. She has proven that you can carry your national pride fiercely while simultaneously honoring the traditions of your hosts. Looking forward, as the clay court season unfolds and the intense pressure of professional competition resumes, the memory of this viral Alpine night will undoubtedly linger. It stands as a testament to the fact that the impact of a truly great athlete is measured not only in trophies and ranking points, but in the hearts they touch and the bridges they build along the way. Alexandra Eala did not need to swing a racket to win over the world in Austria. She simply needed to show up, embrace the moment, and allow her authentic self to shine through the beautiful, intricate embroidery of a Dirndl. Thank you for joining us on this incredibly deep dive into one of the most culturally fascinating moments in recent sports memory. We have unpacked the history, the strategy, the sociology, and the sheer beauty of a moment that brought a little bit of the Philippines to the Austrian Alps, and subsequently to the rest of the world. As we continue to follow Alex Eala's remarkable journey, both on and off the court, one thing is absolutely certain. Whether she is wearing a state-of-the-art tennis kit or a traditional European dress, she is a force to be reckoned with, a true global ambassador, and a young woman destined to leave an indelible mark on the world. Until next time, keep watching the courts and keep appreciating the incredible, unifying power of global sports.